My buddy who was talking to me earlier today told me the most astonishing story I think I'd heard in a long time. Have you guys heard about Centralia, Pennsylvania? No? Well, Centralia, Pennsylvania is this old mining community that had so much coal in it. And for years and years, the coal was mined. However, in this little tiny community, this little tiny mining community, in, I believe, the early 60s, they had a trash heap that was in a hole in the ground. Now, that hole in the ground connected to those coal mines, and the coal mines connected further into the ground to the natural gas deposits. And someone made the mistake of, in that trash pit, in that hole in the ground, lighting it on fire. Well, you might say, well, what could that do? But if you're listening to the story, you probably have already guessed that was a very bad idea. What ended up happening is probably what you are already suspecting, and that trash caught on fire and then caught the coal mines on fire and caught the natural gas on fire, all underneath Centralia, Pennsylvania. And what ended up happening was, or it's still going on, is a fire ended up spreading throughout all the natural gas and coal caverns and mines under the entire city. So what ended up happening is sinkholes started developing, holes started appearing in the roads, and all of a sudden roads would just collapse, and toxic gases, plumes of smoke would come out from these cracks in the concrete with toxic smoke that could literally kill you if you breathe it. Now, those fires are still going on, but as of 1962, the federal government stepped in. They spent millions and millions of dollars trying to put out all of the fires underground, but they were unsuccessful because these fires had spread so deep into the earth that they were just unable to ever put them out. And so now experts think that these fires could be burning until all of the, what they suspect, $400 million of coal is completely burned through. And they don't think that that could happen until 250 years from now, 2276, possibly all the way to 500 years from now. So the government stepped in, used what they call eminent domain, and they said, look, nobody else can live here anymore. They started bulldozing all of the buildings. Now, some people, for whatever reason, wanted to stay there and did not want to leave their homes. So they struck a deal with the government that only those people could stay, but after they die, their property goes immediately over to the government, and then the government comes and bulldozes it. And so now you're literally trespassing if you go into the town of Centralia. And because it's kind of like this no man's land now where no one can go, of course, it attracted more people than you can imagine. And they have this, what's called graffiti highway. Because the highway is not used there anymore, everyone has come and graffitied this highway. And it would be a really cool kind of attraction for the area, except the fact that you could be standing on that highway, and because of the fires underneath inside the ground that are just going to be going on for hundreds of years, started from this trash pit fire. The ground could cave in at any moment. And the toxic smoke, you could breathe that in. Apparently, it smells like sulfur all through Centralia. Now, you would think maybe somebody died. Well, not that they've reported. One 12-year-old was said to have almost fallen into a 150-foot hole, but at the last minute, he was able to grab onto some tree roots and save himself. That graffiti highway, the federal government has tried to keep people from visiting that too, so they've covered the whole thing with dirt. And apparently, if you walk over the streets in Centralia, you can literally feel the warmth from all of these fires burning underground. My gosh, I thought I'd heard it all, but I hadn't heard the story of Centralia, Pennsylvania. I hope you guys like the story. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.